everyone, so I have Miss Winona here today and she's looking super duper cute. Absolutely love these fuzzy socks on her. And she is just with my newest crocheted creation. I just made this little bunny recently. Thought it was super cute and wanted to share it with you guys. Also, it looks like a cute little friend for Winona, so I wanted to display her with that. And then I just have this super cute Zutano gown to put her in today. It was originally going to be for Bowie, but, I might still put it on Bowie, but it does have pink stripes on it. I don't know if you guys could see. So I thought it would be a nice like gender neutral outfit, and then I could just spice it up a little bit with some girly items, like some pink socks, and then maybe a hat with a little gray bow. And I'll kind of play with it. She might just keep that pink hat she has on right now. I sort of wanted to change it because I like switching it up, but it might work for both outfits well. So, and it was really nice and warm for a couple weeks, and now it's snowing again. So I was going to change her into like a cute spring outfit. However, that is not going to happen today. So that is okay. I'm just going to take your bunny here, Winona. She did not want to give him up, or her. I don't know, I haven't really decided yet. I guess the bunny could be either way. And today I kind of wanted to talk about an interesting topic in the Reborn community, and that is the whole bonding with Reborns. And I think that a lot of people find this concept kind of weird, and a lot of the times Reborn collectors kind of get ridiculed for talking about their bond with their reborns, typically not by people in the community, because people in the community understand what it's like, but more people out of the community, I would say. So today I kind of just wanted to talk about, maybe a little bit of my thoughts on why there is this stigma with the whole reborn bond thing. And I kind of want to talk about how do I know that I am bonded to a reborn? I think it's kind of an odd word, but I think it really does suit the emotion that we end up feeling for our dolls. So I guess I'll just dive straight into it. So typically, bonding is like a bond between people or things or whatever you might want to call it, is created by shared experiences, memories, things like that. And so I think that's why that people are kind of a little bit weirded out about the Reborn collectors bond with the Reborn, because it kind of sounds like it's like something specifically for, just like people to people. And since the dolls look so lifelike, I think there's kind of that like uncanny valley like weirdness going on, where people kind of get like, oh, well, if you're bonded to the doll, like you're bonded to a human, then there's something wrong with you inherently. And I think that's why people get like a little bit weirded out when we use that word. But I don't think that, shared experiences between two things has to be like a two-way street all the time, right? So typically if you're bonded to a person, that also just sounds very weird to put it that way. But if you have a bond with another human being, then typically that is through shared experiences or things like that. But with a doll or with an object that you have, it might just be this positive memory or positive connection with the way that object makes you feel. For an example, I know that a lot of people are kind of like bonded and attached to certain items in their home because it reminds them of a loved one, or it was created by someone, so it's something special, right? So something that I can think about in our house is we have like a little porcelain set that used to be my great grandma's, and it was something that she really enjoyed. And so that's something that we would never get rid of, because it kind of has that special memory of, great grandma. So I think that there are things that are also just, like that, where you have this special thing with an object, or maybe it's something that, you know, someone got you for your 16th birthday, or you know, whatever, and so you have a good memory. It doesn't necessarily have to be like, you know, a family heirloom or anything like that. It could just be something that you find special and you get kind of attached to it. So I think when you put it like that, it becomes a little bit less weird. But we typically say, I'm very attached to this piece of clothing, or I'm very attached to this stuffed animal. We don't typically say, like, I'm bonded to this piece of clothing. So I think sometimes, like, it's just the use of the word that can be, like, a little strange, I guess. I was trying to, like, think of this conversation from all different, like, topics, and so I'm sorry if my ideas are a little bit jumbled up today. But now I'm going to kind of get into, like, what does a bond specifically mean to me, because I think that it can be different for every single collector. I don't think that every collector feels their bond between them and their Reborn in the same way, or for the same reasons. And so I would really love to hear sort of what your guys' thoughts are, and how do you know that you're bonded to a doll, or feel that you're losing the bond, or your bond is stronger at certain times. Like, what are kind of ways that you can tell that the bond is there or not there, I guess, is what I'm kind of trying to say. So I guess for me, the biggest thing that, you know, when I know that I have a strong bond with a doll is when the doll brings me a lot of joy and a lot of happiness. Whenever I see the doll, like, you know, you just kind of have to smile, and it just gives you like this internal joy, this internal warmth and buzz whenever you either see the doll or hold the doll or change the doll, or any of those things. Like, even now, you know, just since I haven't really interacted with my dolls that much, just looking at Winona, just her peaceful looking face, and just the amount of detail that I can see, even, you know, being pretty far away from her, is just like, it just brings me so much happiness. And for a lot of people, I guess that's kind of weird. I don't know. I have always loved dolls, and so I've always felt the joy of having dolls since I was very young, and it's been a very, very consistent thing in my life. When I was very young, like, you know, 2, 3, 4 years old, I had a pretty vast baby doll collection, and really enjoyed my baby doll collection. And then when I got a little bit older, maybe more like elementary school age, I got my first American Girl doll, and that was my big thing for a while, as I absolutely loved American Girl dolls, and I had a collection of American Girls and Bitty Babies. And I remember, you know, being in school and being like, oh, when I get home, I can't wait to, like, change my doll into this outfit, and I can't wait to, like, you know, make them a clay meal. I used to do that. I used to, like, form clay into, like, food and pretend like I was making it. Anyway, so yeah, like, I would get, like, all these creative ideas, and it would just bring me so much happiness to just have fun and play with them. And not that, you know, we sort of, I mean, depending on how you look at it, we kind of do play. And as I said in a video before, that's not necessarily a bad thing. But yeah, I think that's how I know. It's just looking at them, and there's all that excitement and positive emotion. And so how I kind of know when that bond is being lost is when I either have a lot more joy for another doll that overwhelms the joy of that doll. I know it sounds really weird, but, like, sometimes I can kind of tell just because I'm like, oh, I'm very, very interested in this doll, and I'm very excited, and this doll brings me a lot of joy. Whereas, like, my other doll doesn't bring me as much joy and happiness when I do things with them, because of either one thing or another. It could be so many different things. And so that's kind of when I know that the bond is starting to fade away a little bit. And I don't know, like it's just, I feel like the longer you have a doll, the more that kind of happens for a couple of reasons. One is like you kind of just get used to having that doll, and so they just don't wow you and impress you as much, and so there's not as much of that, oh my gosh, feeling like you're just so amazing. Also, I think that artists just get better and better and better over time. They find all these amazing new techniques, and so you don't feel as like wowed and as excited about your current dolls because you see these new features and you want them. And that's where this is like maybe a little bit different from like a prized possession or something along those lines, because it's not likely something that you're going to keep forever. I mean, we kind of toss around that word like forever baby. And I've never used that word. Well, maybe when I was first starting in the hobby, but now I definitely do not use that word because I know that there are no such things as forever babies in my nursery. That is a fact. This one, or gown, I keep on wanting to call it a onesie, is a little small, but I think that it still works for her. I typically like gowns to go like down past the feet, whereas this one, even though her feet are curled up, it just doesn't go as far, which I guess it's fine, it works. But I might not keep this on her for a long period of time. I'm not sure. Maybe it'll grow on me. But yeah, so I think it's kind of like this, like we get positive memories and positive emotions through these dolls, and so then we kind of have this like this connection with them. Even though they're not interacting back with us, it's still something special and something very positive and enjoyable. And I feel like there's not really another word to really like embody that feeling. And I think it's a little bit harder for adults who aren't collectors for me to really understand, or for them to really understand that concept. Not that I'm just like, oh, well, you know, you don't have dolls, you just don't understand. But sometimes it's kind of true. Like, you don't really know the feeling until you actually are there and you get to experience it, because it is kind of this childlike wonder in a way, where, you know, you just get so excited and so happy about this one thing, because it's so beautiful, right? And I feel like people might feel that way about certain different types of art, or maybe like hobbies that they have, but you know, it's just so different for everyone. It's so different across different hobbies. For my crocheting hobby, for an example, like I do get very excited about like, you know, new types of yarn, and like when I finish a project, like that's a very good, exciting feeling. Like I actually am pretty darn happy about this bunny. This is only my third project, and so definitely not perfect, but I think it turned out pretty good, because my only other two are just really small dinosaurs. That was my first like big project. So yeah, pretty happy, pretty excited about that, but it's not like the same, like, it's not the same feeling. I don't know. It's interesting, that's for sure. And like I said, all of you guys who have reborns totally know what I'm saying, but for someone who doesn't, it's very unusual. And fantastic, that is for sure. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. I love this bow with this sleeper. It's adorable. And this hat is one of those hospital hats, so it's very warm. Not that like she can tell whether it's warm or not, but I think it looks nice when it's like all snowy outside that she has something warm on. So anyway, I hope that you guys enjoy this hobby, and I hope that most of what I said kind of made sense. And if you guys want to describe what your bond is like in the comments below, I would love to hear it. Anything else, just comment down below, let me know. And you guys have a great rest of your week. Thank you so much for watching. All right, bye everyone.